Hello guys, welcome to today's video, and today we are reacting to the much anticipated and watched all over Europe Champions League draw for not only the quarterfinals, semi-finals as well. And the teams are in the pot as follows. So we have the champions of last year, Real Madrid, German champions Bayern Munich, we have English champions Man City, we have Italian clubs Inter Milan, AC Milan, Napoli. We also have Benfica, and then we have Chelsea as well. This is a really interesting draw for a number of reasons. First off, this is the first last eight. Since 2006, we've had 3 Italian teams in the quarterfinals. And that is such a big thing for Italian football. And then also, Napoli in particular, who have really been astonishing throughout the season, as well as, Bayern bringing in like real defensive prowess this season. And then, of course, Real Madrid, you can just never underestimate them. And then Man City as well, could it be their year, finally? Could it be their year? I mean, Haaland coming in and just scoring on all cylinders, and everyone thinking maybe it's now time. So it's just hit 11 o'clock, so the draw should begin very soon. And then also, AC in the quarterfinals for the first time since 2012. And like I say, just since that time. And then, of course, you've got Benfica as well. It's been a very interesting Champions League so far. Quite a few of these teams, no one would have expected them to got this far. The only teams that I really expected to get to this stage were Bayern, Real Madrid, possibly Chelsea. At the start of the season, I didn't expect many Italian clubs to do this well. And Benfica as well, they've been a shock throughout. They've been playing some unbelievable football. And this is a Champions League where I honestly cannot say, hand on heart, with 100% certainty, who is going to win. This honestly could be anyone's Champions League this year. Many would disagree, but I think it can be anyone's year. My particular team that I think is going to do it is Napoli. I think Napoli are the ones who are going to go all the way and win the whole tournament and just shock the whole world. He's just done the intros. Just giving the final speeches. Also, everyone put in the comments below who you think is going to go all the way to win it. I think personally it's going to be Napoli. They're just giving a final speeches and intro for Istanbul. The draw should begin in the next 5 minutes. That's when they'll start picking the teams out. Just showing the highlights of the Champions League this year. We've got Bayern here. Defensively have been sound all season. Benfica as well, they've been one of the best playing teams in all of Europe. They have been playing some unbelievable football. And even with the departure of Enzo Fernandez, they have still produced some quality to get to the position they're at. Chelsea, coming into this, in terms of performance, I'd say have been the weakest side out of all of them. And Man City went through by absolutely annihilating RB Leipzig 7-0 in the last game. Do you know what? It is great to see Milan in this stage of the competition. It just reminds me of the good old days. You know, just seeing Milan on that Champions League scoreboard. Napoli, man, they're looking good. You know, the likes of Cavicella, Osimhen, like going forward, they've just been scoring goals for fun. And then, of course, Real Madrid, you could just never take them for granted. Even if they're not playing well, you just put them in the Champions League. That, it can change. We are the champions. Here we go. We bring on Giorgio Marchetti. So he's going to start taking them out now. Begin in just a couple of minutes. Oh, for goodness sake, they're just bringing out the guest of honour to take out the balls for the Champions League. Hamit Altintop, they're a fucking good player in his day, man. Also, guys, don't forget to stay tuned. We will also be doing a reaction to the Europa League draw. That will be happening after the Champions League. Just asking a few questions out on top. Europa League draw will be happening at 1 o'clock. So if you want to stay tuned in for that, and then I'll go see who my boys draw. Oh, come on. I just want to see the draw. Oh, you got plenty of ambassadors. Patrick Cliver, he's also going to be presenting as well. I don't. All right, look, it's too great talking about like some of these players like playing days, but like, I just want to get to the business and we want to see the draw. Come on. I'm just curious who they're going to bring out for the Europa League draw. Oh. All right, here we go. They're going to start now. So there's no country protection now, so any team from the same country could end up playing each other, although I think there's only 3 Italians and 2 English, so the rest, wouldn't have made a difference. We understand the procedures. We've been here before. Andiamo. All right, now they're going to start. Now they're going to start. Okay, so the first team's been drawn. This is the first quarter-final. Real Madrid, first team drawn. So it's Madrid versus Chelsea. Wow. Okay, so it's Madrid versus Chelsea. The first quarter fight. So it's a repeat of last year. These two played each other in the quarterfinals last year, and it's going to happen again. Oh, like my family, my brothers came home and they were pissed. So we got Inter Milan. The next one, Scum. And the next one, Benfica. Wow. Inter versus Benfica. So Inter, I wouldn't say got the easiest draw, but Benfica, that is going to be a rough match for them. But in Inter as well, that's going to be a tough game. So we got Madrid versus Chelsea and Inter versus Benfica. So we got Man City, who've been drawn next. And they will be playing, inshallah. Man City versus Bayern. Wow. Oh, wow. So, the final quarter-final draw will be Napoli versus Milan. So, we are going to get a Champions League, an Italian team in the semi-finals. So, Milan are the first. So, they'll be playing the first game home against Napoli. That's a good draw for Napoli, if I'm being honest. I'm just... Yeah, Milan, right? We could possibly see two Italian teams in the semi-finals, you know. And now we're going to see who will play who in the semi-final. Yeah, probably. But at the same time, you know, like, they could have drawn Bayern, Man City, Madrid, or Napoli. Like, I think Inter have got it kind of well, if I'm being honest. Right, so now we're going to be seeing who's going to be playing who in the semi-finals. So quarter-final 4. So that'll be the winner Milan and Napoli versus and they'll be playing the... So we could definitely get an Italian team possibly in the final. So Napoli will be playing the winners of the quarter-final 2. So Milan and Napoli possibly facing Inter or Benfica. Possibly. I think we might do. So that means the winner of quarter-final 3 will be facing the winners of quarter-final 1. Damn. Okay. A bit of a mix-up. We're going to be having same home countries playing each other. Got a heavyweight clash of Man City and Bayern. And now we're just going to decide. Yeah, they've really got a good chance to make the final, man. They really do. Wow. Alright, so now we're just seeing who will be playing at, like, who will be the home team in the final. So winners of semi-final 2. So that will be either Madrid, Chelsea, Bayern or Man City as the home team in the final. And then the away team will be the winners of either AC and Napoli, Inter or Benfica, who made the final. No, do you know what? I do want to, other than Inter, I want to see an Italian team win the Champions League. I do. That would just, like, increase the popularity of the Serie A. And I want Serie A to be as big as possible. And that needs a European winner. And do you know what? This season, we have a really good chance for Serie A to have some European champions. Because, I mean, we still got a team in the Conference League. We got 2 in the Europa League. And we have 3 in the Champions League. And this could be a really good route for a team to make it to the final. And anything can happen in the final. Oh, this is a real tasty draw. Because we got, you know, repeat revenge for the first quarterfinal. We have, you know, a good defensive side versus a really talented attacking side in Inter versus Benfica. We got a heavyweight clash of Man City and Bayern Munich, and we could see, and that's also a good golfing class of a good defensive side against an all-out attacking side of Man City. And then we have an all-Italian quarterfinal of AC versus Napoli. And Napoli, they got a good chance, man. They really do have a good chance. So there we have it, guys. That is the Champions League draw. It is all done. Well, look, the only way they're going to be playing them is if they make it all the way to the final. No, I mean, like, look, I've got to be honest. If they would have played, you know, one of the big dogs right now, then yeah, maybe they could have been knocked out, and that would have been the Champions League so shattered. However, they have got a good route to the final, bro. They really do. They've got a good route to the final. And, you know, like, I mean, AC, you don't know. I mean, they could produce something spectacular out of the bag. They possibly could. But the fact that they will play the winners of Inter and Benfica, and I think Inter could just about manage that. And I do think they have a point to prove against Inter, because Inter did beat them this season. I still think Napoli will win. I think Napoli will win it now. I really do. I mean, you know, could take nothing away from the other side. Look, if Madrid made that final, then you have to think they're not going to lose that, because their record in the Champions League final was just unbelievable. I think they've only lost 2 or 3 finals, but they won the other 14. And, you know, if they make it 15 Champions Leagues, oh, mate, that would be a... Yeah, if Madrid do make the final, then it would most likely. Yeah, do you know what? That would be the only thing where I think, oh, okay, they're not going to win. Yeah, heritage does speak. But, you know, they've lost finals. I know it's been a long, long time since they lost a final. But maybe it could be the time for a change in the guard. It could be. Yeah, Madrid, I mean, I think they should go through. They should go through in that. I mean, Chelsea, they will have a point to prove because of last year just slightly losing out. It was literally just a goal in it, and they could have gone through. They did a very good job in the return leg last year in the quarterfinals, but Madrid, being Madrid at their own ground, they just did not take it lying down. But if I had to make a prediction on the teams that are going through each quarterfinal, obviously the first one being Madrid versus Chelsea, I do think Madrid will have their number, and I do think that they will go through. Inter and Benfica. Ooh, that's a tricky one, to be honest. Well, I mean, Benfica are a better side than Porto. They are. And I think it will be a tougher game for them. I do think Benfica will maybe slightly edge it in that one. I can't lie. I think Benfica will slightly edge that one against Inter. Man City and Bayern. I think Bayern Munich. I really do. I think they just got too much of that experience. I think, like RB said, football heritage speaks. Man City just don't have the guile to go forward and just play for. I mean, Haaland, he could be the different maker compared to like the last few years, but I just think Bayern will slightly edge that. And then Milan, Napoli, I'm going for Napoli. I just don't think Milan will be able to cope. However, I mean, whether or not Milan will go through and then the Champions League heritage will come back to them. Just the aura of the club. I know the fans at the San Siro are going to make a really special occasion. A lot of them do remember the good old days of the Champions League and make it an intimidating atmosphere for Napoli. But then when it gets to the return leg of the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, it's just going to be too much for Milan. And then if we went to the quarterfinals and it came through how I predicted, so Madrid versus Bayern, I think Bayern will make it all the way to the final. I really do. And then if Napoli were to play Benfica, that will be the most exciting match to watch. Like, that will be just attacking class against attacking class. If Benfica and Napoli play each other in the semi-finals, I guarantee to every single one of you, yeah, I'm going to be doing a Europa League reaction draw. That's at 1 o'clock, isn't it? Well, 1 o'clock my time. So I should be doing one in an hour and a half. And then, yeah, Benfica-Napoli, that will be the most exciting game this season. Not obviously with like names and such, but just the quality, that will be the best game to watch. And then I think Napoli will edge that. Whoever they will play, Inter and Benfica, I do think Napoli will go through. So I think it will be a Bayern and Napoli final. I mean, it will also depend, like, who's available, etc. Like, there's still a lot of football to play. There could be some injuries. Bayern could miss some key players. Napoli can miss some key players. So you just don't know. So that is what I think will happen in the quarters and the semis. And that is the final that I do see. I see Bayern Napoli as the final. But my predictions so far in the Champions League have been shocking. So we could see the complete opposite. We could see Chelsea beat Madrid. We could see Inter go through against Benfica. We could see Man City finally competing against the big dogs. And we could see Milan cause an upset. We could. Champions League is Champions League. You just can't take anything for granted. Because, no, I don't think anyone expected the Italian teams to do this well. I don't think anyone expected Barca not to be at this point with the quality that they have. It's going to be an interesting one, but we will see what happens. This has been Jake from A&J Reacts, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this reaction. Don't forget, I will also be doing a Europa League reaction in an hour later. So make sure you stay in tune for that. And comment in your thoughts below who you think's going to go through in the quarters, who you think's going to make the final, and if you're bold enough, who you think is going to win the whole tournament. My bet is Napoli, but be interesting to see some different opinions. So make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it, guys. Comment your thoughts on what will happen in the Champions League, and if you enjoy this content, subscribe to the channel, join the A&J family. Much love. Ciao.